Hey guys, Tony with MyGolfSpy here, and I am with Harry Arnett, Senior VP of Marketing at Callaway Golf. Harry, you are a guy I've been waiting to talk to for quite some time. Very exciting things going on at Callaway, so let's get right to it. When I was out at Callaway back at the end of November, one of the things we heard from everybody we spoke to is things are different now. Everything is different at Callaway. So let's start by telling me, why did things need to be different?
Well, I think in essence, there's a saying that we've been saying pretty much since the middle of the summer, or even when Chip first started, Chip Brewer, our new CEO, one golfer at a time. And really what that means is we, for a long time, had sort of gotten slow and gotten stale and gotten more interested in what we did and forgetting about a really, really important person in this whole equation. And that's the guy that has to pull out his credit card, go to the rack and buy a piece of golf equipment. You know, a $400 driver, that's an expensive item. I have to get like 9 signatures at home from my wife to any expense over $9.99. So it's an expensive item. So what's different is we're really putting the golfer right in the middle of everything we do. The golfer is considered in every conversation, from product obviously to service. And then from a marketing standpoint, we really wanted to be all about engaging the golfer directly. I mean, even since when you guys were out there in November, I have literally talked to thousands of golfers, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or at the show or out at retail. We wanted to have like a personal conversation about anything, but you know, mainly about how we feel different, and we just wanted to get it out there. There are a lot of people that have you know, perceptions about us as a company, perceptions about us as you know, employees of the company, obviously perceptions about our product. We just wanted to have a one-on-one conversation, good, bad, or ugly. Let us know. And so I think what's different is we wanted to have kind of a new approach, a new way of talking about Callaway, and a new way of engaging.
Well, that's perfect. That's a brilliant segue, because look, I want to read something to you.
I was here for rehearsal, yes. So.
And I think this is going to sound vaguely familiar to you, but it's a quote by a gentleman named Buckminster Fuller. And what he says is, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And of course, you might be familiar with that because I pulled it directly off your Twitter feed. Can you explain to me how that relates to what Callaway Golf is trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, we knew if we tried to do what other people do and try to do it better, or take somebody else's strategy and try to do that, we would get annihilated. Not only would we be annihilated, but who's going to want to do that at our company, to say, hey, we want to take this company's playbook, even if it's a company outside of golf. We want to do this the exact way that like Apple does it, or the exact way that you know, Ford re-energized the Ford brand. No, we didn't want to do that, because it has to feel like it's from the company, it's from the people, because to change that kind of culture has to be every single employee believing in where you're going. And so what we wanted to do was, let's do things our way. Let's create things the Callaway way, and then just do that. Let's just do that. And if we can do that better than anybody, our model better than anybody our way, that's going to be the best way to compete, because we're not going to out, you know, market somebody else using their way of marketing. So that was really critical for us, and we talked about that. We still talk about that every single day. It's like, let's do these things our way. So Buck's a brilliant guy. I mean, it's if you wanna play. We got the Super Bowl coming up, and the best way for San Francisco to beat Baltimore is not to play Baltimore's offense, or not to play defense like Baltimore. It's to play San Francisco football the best way San Francisco can play football, and that's how they can win. And that's the same exact thing for us.
So basically, you know, everybody in this industry...
And Colin Kaepernick doesn't hurt either.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
So everybody in this industry tends to talk about, and most industries actually talk about, the pyramid of influence. I don't hear you say pyramid of influence. What I hear from you is sphere of influence. Can you kind of explain what that is and how it's different from the traditional way of doing things?
Yeah, so you know, the pyramid forever, every industry has its influence models. from consumer electronics to the car industry. They all have them, and golf forever has had its model we call the pyramid of influence, and that's where the folks that are on the pyramid of influence, how you get consumers active in the brand or literally purchasing the brand, starts with the PGA Tour. It then goes to the PGA professionals, then down to passionate golfers, elite amateurs, and then all the rest of us underneath. And it's very two-dimensional. And so what we felt like is that just in the last 4 or 5 years, and you guys know this, is the pyramids doesn't really exist like that anymore. It's more of a sphere. That's why we call it a sphere. It's three-dimensional. A lot of the stakeholders are still there, but anymore you can have a direct conversation or relationship, not just with me, who wants that, but with Luke List or Andres Gonzalez or Gary Woodland. And obviously the conversation, the vital interaction among all these golfers. We're all inextricably linked. We are all part of this community of golfers that are all basically interested in the same types of things, and that's creating energy and excitement around the sport, whether it's techs and specs, whether it's hardcore equipment geeks, or whether it's the way that tours played on tour, the golf is played on tour, or just general things about the game that we're interested in. We're all inextricably linked, and obviously the fastest way, the most direct way is via social engagement with social media. But that doesn't mean that's the only place it is. The way that tour players are engaging, and we're on fire here. Can you see that smoke?
No.
Yeah, we're on fire here.
It's hot.
It's fire. The sphere of influence is burning.
This is X-hot happening.
It's
before
burning.
Your eyes right here.
But the way that tour players engage with the fans now is different. The way that golf is covered is different. It's not so much top-down, and it's definitely not two-dimensional. And what we wanted to do at Callaway was, let's not fight it, let's be a part of it. Let's try to create the conversation and create the environment. And it's a lot more transparent, I think. It's a lot more connecting. It probably feels a lot less packaged to people. And what we think is it's going to be a lot more energetic, a lot more lively, and frankly, a lot more entertaining. So we're just trying to jump right in and immerse ourselves into it and see where it goes.
One of the things you've said, I've heard you say quite a few times, that this is a great year to be a golfer. I mean, there's a lot of exciting things going on, and one of the things I've appreciated in reading some of your responses to what we've done, and you seem to genuinely appreciate what other guys in the industry are doing as well right now. So put you on the spot a little bit. If there's one of your competitors' products that's out there right now, is there something you see and you're like, yeah, that's really cool?
Well, I mean, I can't even say just one, because walking around the show, and I'm a passionate consumer of golf media and golf conversation, obviously. But just walking down the show, I mean, the thing that excites me most about this industry right now, I think you guys are feeling it, is, and I'm not going to avoid the question because I'm going to tell you, is you go down and you see, obviously, TaylorMade just blows it out, and they do an awesome job of creating excitement and energy their way. And Titleist, Titleist is a brand that I grew up playing and loving forever, and Ping has really done an awesome job of modernizing what they do and making it more relevant, and contemporizing it today. And so, when I walked around the show, and I haven't seen a lot of the stuff in person yet, but the product that I saw, I was like, oh, that's an iron that as a golfer, I would love. Is the new Ping iron, the new G25 is an awesome iron. For me, I love the way it looks. I think that our story about distance is a little different versus them, but I think it's that's a great product. And obviously, hey, the Nike drivers are cool, Cobra drivers are cool. I think our drivers are really cool. TaylorMade's
really
gonna do cool.
Everybody else is cool. Callaway's really cool.
Well, I mean, obviously, I feel that way because I've had a chance to live with it for the last 8 months. But and then the TaylorMade stuff's going to be cool too. So I really firmly believe that if you're a golfer this year and you can't get excited, you're in the wrong sport. There's too much to be excited about right now. Plus all the new tour players that are coming up, young guys. Every week there are 2 or 3 young guys that you may not have even heard about before that are right at the top of the leaderboard. And that's what we need. We need a vibrant, energetic sport. We need the golf to turn over more often and just create that entertainment value that golfers need to keep us occupied.
Now, when you kind of out of the gate with Callaway Golf, one of your, I guess you'd almost call it the big announcement from Harry Arnett was almost a declaration of what you called a 5-year war.
Yeah.
it's hard not to infer that TaylorMade is who's in your crosshairs at this point. I mean, they're the undisputed number one. That's where most companies want to be, even if they don't say they want to be there. So if we're going to look 5 years down the road, you know, where is Callaway Golf 5 years from now?
I think we're going to be number one. And you may have inferred that the 5-year war was talking about them, but I wasn't implying that, because really what that means is it was more a rally cry for us as a company, Callaway, to be different, to fight the things that we used to do. And if we used to do it, we have to go to war literally with the ways that we used to do it and the ways in the past. And in some ways, not even be so fixated on the competition, because our best chance, like I just said at the beginning, was to do what we do really, really well. You know, let's
be Callaway.
Be Callaway. Don't worry about what other people are doing. And obviously we want to beat those other companies in the marketplace. That's what golf's all about. It's about market share. So we have to beat them in the marketplace from a business standpoint. But the way that we're going to do it is to fight against the ways we used to do things and fight for the way that we want to do things now and do it our way. And so I think in 5 years, if we can do that, if we can continue to put the best innovation, the best products in front of golfers, to engage with them directly, to get new tour players in it that are interested in this sphere and interacting with their fans more one-to-one, to be more open, to be more transparent, to be more connecting, I think we're going to be right at the top. I don't see why we wouldn't be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been Harry Arnett. Harry, thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, guys. Glad to have you here.